we have this innate fear of rejection, because like we don't want like to be told the truth, and you have already decided they reject me. And yes, maybe 50% you are true, but other 50%, you're not true. Like, I know it can be hard to go through chaotic life experiences. Hi beautiful people, welcome back to my YouTube channel. I'm very happy that you're here, and thank you for everyone that have been on this journey. You guys, I'm very excited for everything that is to come. And before we dive into today's topic, have you subscribed? You have not? If you have not, please subscribe, and if you have, thank you very much. May God bless you in every way. So we're going to talk about how life it is what it is. So I don't know about you, but for me, I've heard a lot of no's in my life, and I'm not going to lie. I've said some of them. Yes, I've said no sometimes in life, and saying no or being said no to it is very terrifying. Hey, it's very terrifying, and that is rejection. And we live in a life where we're going to be rejected or accepted, or we're going to reject or accept. It's like we live in a life where we're consistently making choices. And when you make choice, you are either accepting something or rejecting something. And sometimes we feel like we have this innate fear of rejection, because like we don't want like to be told the truth. And you know what, this thing they say that when you know the truth sets you free. And when you know the truth helps you to like grow in whatever. For instance, if you have like an amazing project that you want to start, you might be like, oh my god, what if I introduce it to the world and they don't like it? Maybe they don't like it, which is true. Or maybe they like it, which is also true. But the fear of rejections is going to put you in a closet where you're not even able to let anyone in to see the kind of project you're building. And that is what we call double rejection. That is double rejection, because you are rejecting yourself first, and then you're projecting the rejection to people. You're like, you have already decided they reject me. And yes, maybe 50% you are true, but other 50%, you're not true. And that is not a good thing, because the more we feel to be rejected, which is a normal life in life, the more we stay in our like comfort zones, which are not helping us to grow, which are not helping us to get to other places that we're going to get to, which are not helping us like to become the people that we want in our life. Like everyone can agree with me that we have like a lot of dreams, that we have hidden somewhere, because we're like, what will people say? How will people come to see me? And for me, I think like also like being afraid of being rejected, it is like a result of the fact that we want to please people, because you want to be doing something that people will always say yes, 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 yes to. When they say no, you feel like I disappointed them, which is not good. And the more you want you all to keep your image very good, even if you know that it is suppressing your dreams or it is going against your values, the more you're going to feel like shame covering you. Because sometimes we see rejection as if it's a bad thing, but there are times that you need to reject things and accept something that are very difficult, because you feel like, instead of accepting this thing and then let shame cover me, I'm going to reject and then go on without like what is it, without like accepting shame to cover me. So I know that being rejected can be very painful, but for me, what I've told myself is, for instance, if I have like something I want to show to people, and I feel this fear like, oh wow, what if they reject it, what if they don't like it? I have come to a point, I'm like, if I don't present this thing, there is a 50% chance that maybe they might like it. And then I go with that 50, because instead of going back and be like, I'm going to value this thing with me, I'm like, I'm going to present it. If they hate it, that is like the worst. That is not like the worst case scenario, because I'm not the first one there. I'm not the first one who's being rejected or who's being denied, you know. But the worst case scenario is that maybe they would have liked it and have lost that chance. You see, I know it is very hard, but life is what it is, as we said, and rejection is part of our life. So we need to be actively like saying yes to things and saying to no to things, and also being familiar or being okay with being rejected or being accepted in every way. I don't know, but for me, I think that was part of my challenge this year, was to put myself in places I felt like I did not belong, but even if I wanted to belong there, and it was very challenging, it was very hard, but at the end I found that even like people are very welcoming, people are very understanding, people are very like ready to listen to you. Of course, they give you the criticism maybe you don't like, but at the end of the day, when you put yourself out there and you don't keep yourself in the closet, people are going to accept you. You're going to see those like open to you, and some of them will close, and you see that maybe it was not something that you needed at the end of the day. And then the thing you guys don't talk about is responsibility. I know, it's like people say we are responsible for how our life turns out, you know. And of course, like we have like third parties. Yes, there's a lot of things. There is like a lot of things happen to us, and they like how can I say, they like transform us in who we are right now. We cannot argue on that. But then at the end of the day, you know, at the end of the day, we are what we want to become. Like, I know it can be hard to go through chaotic life experiences, to go through like experiences that bring trauma to you. Like, for instance, maybe you are like very poor, yeah, or maybe you are at the rock bottom because someone traumatized you, and that is really very hard, because it's like it is influencing how your life turns out. But even in those dark places, we kind of have make choices to say, I'm saying this, I'm not saying this. I know that maybe people have been bad to me, but I'm choosing to use good words instead of using bad words. I know that I've not been accepted a lot, but I choose to accept people instead of also like reciprocating whatever happened to me. So we're responsible for how our lives turns out, and the more we feel like we're victims, or the more we feel like the people around us or the world owes us something, the more we'll be like waiting, you know. Then we'll be waiting for people to put something in our hands, and sometimes they do put it in our hands, but not because they owe us, but because maybe they do want to put it in your hands, or maybe they feel like they're responsible to do that kind of act. So you guys, if no one is putting something in your hands, just try to find a way you can find that things you want for yourself, because at the end of the day, when life turns out differently, they're not going to say it's because of her parents, it's because of her friends. They're going to say it's because of you. Truly, they're going to take all the blame. So I think life is what it is. There's a lot of things we can talk about that. But at the end of the day, we need to know that we're not alone in this life. I think of life very easy when I think of Jesus, because Jesus will just help you to be like, help you to make the right decisions that you want to make in the moment. And it's also going to help you to see that if you're rejected, maybe it's just for his protection. If you're accepted, it's because maybe it's a way he made, and he's going to give you like a lot of strength to go through this life that looks like as if it is more kind of chaotic. So guys, that was like today's topic. I am having little videos in these days, because I feel like that is working for me very well, and I hope it's also helping for you. Let me see you in another video, and before we go, there is like, I want to introduce a new segment on this YouTube, and that will be like a story time segment. So I'm going to leave down below a Google form document, and you can fill it however you want. You can send us your questions, you can send us your your stories, what happened in your life, and by that we'll be consenting that we can read their stories in this video. So you guys, thank you very much. I love you. May God bless you. Jesus loves you. Bye.